Today I was faced with an interesting internal dialogue. From the moment I got up today, I had quite a few things to do on the checklist. I had to get to the shopping center, I had to get to two different banks. I wanted to be there nice and early. It's a Friday, so I navigated early morning traffic and standing in line at the bank, and noticed pretty much throughout the entire day what my internal dialogue was. And I caught myself quite frequently having these negative thoughts. Somebody obviously didn't know where they were going, so they sort of cut me off, and I expressed my anger at almost hitting my car. And then when I got to the bank, I was in line, and they asked me what I needed to do, and they pushed me aside into a booth and said, well, we'll be with you in a minute, and then took three more people behind me. I was like, gosh, and I was just sitting there and I was wondering, but I was before these people, so what am I actually waiting for? And I noticed how I became frustrated and what that felt like. And then finally somebody came over, and I guess they were looking for an email address. And the lady finally helped me, and we got everything sorted out. But I noticed how I was sort of paying attention to what was happening and how quickly I became frustrated. Left out of there, went to another bank, stood in line. That one was a little bit easier. And then I got into the car, and I was trying to pull out of the parking lot, and cars were just zooming by me. I mean, they could see I was edging out a little bit at a time. And again, I'm super frustrated. I was like, gosh, I need to get out of this parking lot. So this is life. This is day-to-day life, how we are navigating. And I wonder how much we're really paying attention to the signs of internal dialogue with everyday life. Just getting to the bank, getting out of the parking lot, getting out of the parking lot, and then being stuck behind some cars that weren't able to get out because of the payment system or whatever wasn't working. And so they were stuck in the beam wasn't working, nobody could get the beam up, and the cars behind me were trying to get into the other payment lane and were literally so close to the back of my car. And I was like, and I'm driving my mom's car, so I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna crash into me. And I noticed, like, every time I looked behind me, I mean, there was a breath of air between my car and their car, and I was like, I couldn't reverse because nobody was giving me space. And again, how frustrating it was. And I noticed the internal dialogue, and when I was finally on my way home, I realized if we really want to implement change, we've got to change this internal dialogue. And of course, it becomes the first step is awareness. And so I find a lot of the time this can be easy in more mindful situations, but a little bit more challenging when it's just day-to-day life, and how my body and how my mind is really responding and how much negativity comes up. And so I know we hear so much online about changing our thoughts and changing our frequency and how to actually implement it. And until it actually happens and you resonate with it, it really is just words. And once it sort of happened today and I really connected to it, I really realized how important this self-talk is, and how we are actually connecting to it when it happens. And that's when the true change can actually take place. And so I sat with this today, and I hope you get the opportunity throughout your day to sit with the self-talk and what we're actually really expressing to ourselves, and therefore how we're actually able to change the frequency around us.